there! Kyle Katarn here,
I'm the Bendu.
coming back for another reaction to Andor.
That's right, episode 7, called The
Yes.
Announcement.
The
Yeah.
announcement. Okay.
So like
Interesting.
we kind of got a little bit of the announcement because at the end of the episode we did at that point like it was brought onto the news that there was
We saw Major Partigaz, or whatever his name is.
it didn't go
putting everyone on high
specifics
alert.
into like the rebellion being the people, but it definitely there was news that was reached Coruscant that like a lot of Empire credits got stolen.
Right, yeah, the payroll's been hit. Like, that's a major deal for them. And I think it's going to be a rude awakening for a lot of the people, but it might be the opening that Dedra needs to finally get taken seriously with her investigation. Shout out to Nerd Chronic for editing this reaction for us and sneaking it past the Imperial Security Bureau's many spies and watchful eyes.
That's right. Well done, sir. Thank you so much for your help through the ISB.
I'm super excited for this one because I heard that it's a standalone episode. It's not part of a multi-episode arc like every other episode has been so far.
Mm-hmm.
We're hot off the heels of a pretty action-heavy episode. Like, the heist had a lot going on, so I'm not expecting to have another like big action set-piece episode. I think we're going to get a lot of exposition and a lot of like context and hints of where we're going next. And I'm just hoping to get a lot more looks at like the inner workings of the Imperial machine. I think that's what I'm finding
100%.
most fascinating looking at this show so far.
100%. See, I'm like a little bit on the opposite. I think it's still going to be actiony, but I think it's going to be more like stealthy, needing to like not be seen, ninja. I think it's going to be a lot more ninja.
Totally some espionage kind of action. I'm down. Awesome. We have a Patreon poll.
Yes, we do.
This week, the Patreon poll was regarding everyone's favorite cereal-eating sad man, Cyril Karn. It's clear that he is motivated by a strong sense of morality. Do you think Karn will end his character's journey working for the Empire or serving the Rebellion?
My thought is that he's going to go full Norman Bates and potentially kill his mom and become the Star Wars first serial killer.
Something could go down between him and his mom. Like, they could kind of lead in that direction. I think they just have kind of like a stiff, strict relationship, but it could go in that direction.
See, I'm definitely Team Empire, but at the other end of the spectrum, like in realness, I think he could just become full obsessed with finding Andor because like he ruined his job and ruined his life. So he's like, no, I need to hunt this
I could see that
down.
happening.
I need to bring him to justice. You know?
Well, I mean, yeah, sure. Like, I think you could see how he might blame Andor for everything that's happened to him, even though, let's face it, he brought it on himself.
Oh yeah.
I think that it could end up with him being in the Rebellion because Star Wars loves their redemption stories, like we know this, and also we know that he does have a strong sense of morality and ethics, and he believed he was on the right side. And if he can be shown that he's actually not, I think that he would make that change. It might happen. It might be too little, too late. It might end with an act of sacrifice or something. But I feel like we've been introduced to this character not just to like flesh out the shades of gray of like not everyone in the Empire thinks that they're bad, but I don't know. I think he might get that realization halfway through the show.
That's true. I guess it also depends on who this Uncle Harrow is too, right?
Uncle Harlow, yeah. This mystery Uncle Harlow,
yeah. Mystery guy.
I hope we learn more about this dude.
Watch him be Saw Gerrera.
Harlow Jetster.
Yeah.
So 23 votes in total. 78 people said Cyril Karn is Empire all the way, and 22% said he's going to fight these bastards for real. So most people agree with you, Bendu. They think that he's going to double down and do the Empire thing. Let's read some comments. Aiden Pullen says, "I'm voting Empire all the way, not because I think it'll happen, but out of hope. Almost every character we've gotten in the Empire has also been sympathetic to has gone turncoat. It's getting really old for me. I get that the Empire is evil, but I just want them to give us someone who truly believed in the Empire for once. It would be much more interesting."
Except Crosshairs. Fucking, that's all Crosshairs art.
Enter Crosshairs to the scene. I do agree with you, Aiden Pullen, and if you watched my playthrough of Battlefront, you'll remember how pissed I got when Iden Versio defected to the Rebellion. Because I really thought that we were getting that then because of the marketing and how they kind of marketed that story. However, you know, like, yeah, they do it all the time, which is kind of why why I thought they might do it here. But I agree. I think I would like it better if he stayed Empire. It would be a more interesting story.
Same with Callus.
Angel Amparo. Sorry, what?
Same with Callus. Turning to
totally. Same with Callus. They redeemed him as well. Over and over again. Angel Amparo says, I think we've seen plenty of Empire redemption stories throughout the Star Wars universe. Given the estranged relationship he has with his mother and his need for approval, not to mention the way he stared at Cassian's hollow puck, I think it's safe to assume that he blames most of his woes on Andor and will be seeking retribution. Agreed.
Funny way of saying revenge, for sure.
No, legit. Dean Tetlow says, I think his experience with Cassian will push him deeper into viewing rebels and insurgents as evil. Watching the death, severe injury of men under his command definitely had a profound effect on him, and it's a weight he clearly carries with him. If there's a defection in the works from him, I'm betting it'll come down the line when he's seen the inner workings of the Empire. But honestly, I think we're going to get a scene in the final arc of the series where Cassian and Karn come face to face again. Could be that he ends up working in the Empire, somehow catches wind of something involving Cassian and makes it personal, like his personal mission to take him down.
Does Cassian even know what Karn looks like? They haven't met.
He put the gun to the back of his head when he was in that crouched position inside the shelter. So they have met before on Ferrix, but it was pretty brief, and he didn't turn around until Cassian was gone. So Jay says, I don't see him turning against the Empire even when they fired him. Instead, I see him blaming Andor and the rebels even more. An overzealous person doesn't turn against their beliefs so easily. In fact, most of the time, it only makes them worse. I see that being the case for him. Totally. I think that Cyril Karn is our case study of like radicalization, you know, and someone who bought the company line and then just goes deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. I think that's the story of Cyril Karn. Brett F says Empire. It's order over chaos for Karn. Completely. I think everyone is pretty much saying the same thing here. Winter Oak. My expectation is that he will be the Javert to Andor's Jean Valjean. I do not desire a Les Mis Star Wars. I am eager for something new. Dr. Sith. I think Andor is going to have some sort of confrontation with Cyril sooner or later. Cyril does have a great sense of morality, but I like to think there's a chance he'll loosen up a bit. He'll never accept or condone what Cassian did, but maybe he'll understand where Andor is coming from.
See, that's a stretch,
I hope so, but that's a tough one.
Man. I don't know.
Will Cyril realize that serving the Empire is not the greater good he can choose? I wonder. I'm over here wondering as well. I think it would be a good human interest story if we could see him find his way clear to serving the rebellion, but I also think it would be a unique and fascinating spin on like the classic trope of redemption to see him just double down and get more more of a fascist.
Like I could totally see him setting foot on like his first Star Destroyer ever and seeing how everything is super shiny, everything is super uniform, and every
just being like,
OCD,
oh, yeah.
I could see every little OCD like button and switch in his brain just be like fucking full Willy Wonka about this shit.
Well, what if it's a backdoor? What if this is a backdoor introduction to one of the Mandoverse villains, where Cyril Karn's gonna like rise through the ranks and become like an admiral?
Oh, dude,
be like.
That would be.
We'll have like middle-aged Cyril Karn out there with Gideon in like Mando season 4. That would be a story.
that would.
I'm joking. Please don't tear me apart for that in the comments. I'm joking.
That would definitely be a storyline plant, though, like for sure.
And I'm sure that those sorts of things are happening, and we're not going to be able to identify them until they've come to fruition, and then we're going to go back and be like, "Oh my God, of course, it was right there," you know. Mm-hmm. Steffi J says, "Definitely Empire. He's completely insecure." He wants respect desperately and doesn't like being made a fool of. He'll seek revenge on Andor to prove to himself, his former colleagues, and his family that he's not a worthless idiot. Well, I hope it works out for him, because that's definitely the impression he has given like everyone so far. Like, he means well. He completely bungled the task that was given to him. So
yeah.
And then he went and ate some cereal, cried about it. And the final comment is from Droid Herder, who says, I have the sneaking suspicion that Karn is going all in with the Empire out of spite for Andor ruining his life, but along the way, he's going to realize what a shit show the Empire is, and will do a face turn for the rebellion. See, I think, I don't know. 50-50. I think he will stay with the Empire, but if he does defect, it's going to be because he believes in the Empire, and then he sees that their methods are just too crazy for him.
That's true.
You know?
That could happen.
He was willing to intimidate Marva to get information on Ferrix. But when Dedra shows up and like tortures Marva in front of him, he's going to be like, whoa. because that morality is going to kick in. That's what I think. We'll see.
That's fair.
Are you ready to do this, best friend?
I am gonna cue this shit up.
Do it!
Is that what you're wearing?
It would seem so.
What makes you believe the Bureau of Standards is in the market for individuals?
The Bureau of Standards.
Sounds super secret police to me.
The collar.
Yeah, sounds like some fascist cultural control kind of thing.
I had it tailored. What is it that you hear my caller saying?
I don't believe in myself. I am desperate for approval.
Criminals responsible for last night's atrocity on Aldani think they've taken the Empire by surprise. We know better.
Dude, he so wants to be Imperial. Like, he wants that high collar, man.
The following measures will be adopted empire-wide as of today.
Empire-wide, okay.
Tribute tax equal to 5 times the amount stolen from Aldani.
Oh,
will be
damn.
levied on any sector harboring partisan activity. We will make it clear that no one steals from the Empire.
That's just going to stoke more unrest.
Permanent revocation of Imperial tolerance.
That's not Wolf Yularen.
The Emperor will be convening an emergency session of the Senate that will free our hands in all matters of surveillance, search, and seizure.
The Imperial Patriot Act.
This is exactly what they want. We're treating what happened at Aldani like a robbery. What would you call it? An announcement.
A declaration of war. Look at all that stuff, man.
Was this you?
What do you mean?
I wonder if it's different every time we see it.
I think it is.
I don't believe you.
Well, you'll have to
Plo
try
Koon's
harder.
mask. Look at that fucking mask.
Oh, we're looking at it from the back.
At the very least, it's a Keldor breathing mask. Might not be Plo Koon's himself.
You realize what you've done?
I warned you when we started.
You told me we were building a network.
What were my words?
This is something else entirely.
Turning back will be impossible. Has anyone ever made a weapon that wasn't used? It grows or it dies. We've waited long enough.
Indiana Jones's whip and carbonite right there.
Palpatine won't hesitate now.
Exactly.
Captain won't hesitate. Oh, did you see that Gungan shield?
Gungan energy shield!
Fuck.
The Empire has been choking us so slowly we're starting not to notice. The time has come to force their hand.
People will suffer.
People are already suffering.
That's the plan.
Always at your service, Senator. Always at your service.
It was tense.
I hope she's worth it.
Well, we'll see, won't we? Can't hide forever.
Dude, what if Luthen's
God.
just the straight up architect of the rebellion?
That shot, dude. Seeing just the persona fade from his face, that was incredible. I mean, he is. He's totally being the architect of rebellion right now.
Weights and gauges may seem a more vibrant arena than redundancy or verification, but talk to any lifetime employee, you'll be surprised. Probably best for everyone to just edit this a bit before signing you in. I'm sure your uncle would approve.
Maestro.
Don't step on it. Oh, God.
Happen to have an immediate opening in fuel purity. I'd hate to see you miss your chance.
Feel purity. This is your weird circular cubicle now.
All right, Cinta, you're all that's left on this
Come
planet.
on,
What are you
Sensei.
gonna do?
Get off planet, girl. Don't get killed.
Awesome.
Get off world.
Where is he? I shouldn't even be here. It's the trawler we're more worried about.
It's buried, gone for good.
You sure?
Is that Vel?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
She's all looking all core worlds.
Yeah.
We have a loose end. Cassian Andor. We can't have him walking around with Luthen in his head.
You mean kill him?
This is what revolution looks like, Val. We'll send you what we have on him.
Except Cassian is, fucking ally.
Cassian! Since when do we lock
Cassian!
Where have you been?
You can't stay here, Cass. It's not safe.
Nearest to the troopers now.
That was fast.
Yeah, they came the next day. It's all come undone.
We won't have to worry about that.
What are you talking about?
We're getting out of here.
To go where?
Anywhere we want. We're gonna clear out. Leave this mess behind.
When do we go?
We go tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
BMO doesn't give a fuck. He's just like,
I know, he's ready.
I'll check up on Biggs, and we'll pull out first thing in the morning. All right?
But the first thing.
Let's do that.
I don't trust her.
Really?
What kind of reaction was that?
An old person reaction?
Something fell off about the way
Also,
she
this
reacted.
dress is just slaying.
Yeah, she looks incredible.
I'm back to Chandrila tomorrow.
Oh, this is the Valorum look-alike.
Can I call back our old kinship and share some truth with you?
Don't share too much truth. You're going to get this poor man killed.
Right.
I want to tell you something that only 3 people in the galaxy know about.
I'm afraid you'd find my politics a bit strong for your taste.
Yeah, that's exactly what she wanted to hear.
I'm not sure you're aware how far afield some of us have taken our political allegiances these days.
I feel like this... Yeah, this is exactly what she wants to hear, right?
Mm-hmm. He thinks he's going to freak her out with his, like, rebel ideas.
I've been wondering all day how I could be sure of confiding in you.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Come on, Tape. Put it together.
Right? Jesus.
The Mon Mothma people think they know. It's a lie. It's a projection. It's a front. I've learned from Palpatine. I show you the stone in my hand. You miss the knife at your throat.
Oh.
Where's this going, Mon?
I learned from Palpatine.
Because as long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation, there's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
Raising money.
Raising money for what?
I'm forming a Chandrilan charitable outreach program. I'll ask you to be chairman. I've explored the alternatives. You're my best shot.
You haven't answered my question.
And I won't. You're better off not knowing.
I just need you to launder money for me. Just no big deal. Don't worry about it. Just be my money launderer.
How could you say no to her?
For secret humanitarian efforts.
You can't be here, Cass.
Troopers won't catch me.
They won't have to. He'll be turned in.
By who?
By who? By anyone? People blame you for what happened.
Your crazy boyfriend tries to get me killed, and I'm the villain.
You need to get as far away from here as you can.
12,000 credits. It's everything I owe.
Be careful, Cass.
You too.
Nice. So he paid off his debts. Like, it actually did matter to him.
Dude, and he originally came there to ask her to leave with him. Like, fuck.
Oh, here we go. You shouldn't be out.
This is when you start doing that Assassin's Creed shit and you just start climbing the walls.
Right, just start parkouring.
This is not our fight, Cass. You're just gonna raise their silly foot.
Clones!
Fly away. Don't move. Stay here.
Are they clones?
Phase 2's, dude.
This fucking little charging dock station, man. Like, he's such a little
It's
room.
cute.
What is this?
I'm not going.
What are you talking about?
I'm staying.
What's left to keep you here?
The rebellion.
What?
For 13 years, every time I walk down Rick's Road, I turn off before I get to the square. I take the long way around, so I don't have to think about Clem hanging there.
Oof. Man.
And yesterday, I heard about this attack at Aldani. Have you heard about this? If there are heroes brave enough to take on a whole Imperial garrison, I'm brave enough to stick it out here.
You can't beat them, Marva.
Not if I run away.
Man, Marva's awesome.
I'll be worried about you all the time.
That's just love. Nothing you can do about that. I've never loved anything the way I love you.
Fuck.
And I've never fretted on anything more, but this time.
Can I speak now?
No!
Dude, what if
Just
Marva
one more
dies
thing.
and like that's the Obi-Wan moment?
I think she will.
Stop searching for your sister. It's a fantasy. There were no survivors on Canary. Let it go.
It's pretty bold of her to say stop looking for your sister. She's the one that took him from his sister.
I believe our sector protocols, as described in the ISB Code of Conduct, are being violated by Supervisor Miro. Risks compromising Imperial safety to a degree that silence is no longer possible.
You think this
Damn.
forum appropriate?
This fucking snake.
You advised me to reinforce my suspicions with data and to be careful in my work going forward.
Careful? I'd be curious how many people at this table will think it careful that you found a way to access our sector data without ever filing a request.
I'd like to know if anyone here believes the rebellion plans its actions around the artificially constructed boundaries of our sectors.
You think the relevance of my work has been supplanted?
Systems either change or die.
Damn. Sir.
Thesis, please.
There is a focused, organized rebel.
See, now he's like intrigued.
She's fully got his attention now.
Imagine if everyone in this room played as loose with the rules as you.
An excellent suggestion, Blevin. I'll have to think about that. For the moment, I'm reassigning the Morlana sector to Supervisor Miro. Ferrix is of great interest to her and has clearly become a distraction for you.
Nice. Get fucked, Blevin.
Supervisor
Look at her, she's so smug.
Your schedule. Jon, I will expect your report on Ord Mandel tomorrow. Thank you all for the lively session. Dedra, if you'd walk with me a moment.
Now she gets private audience with the boss, dude. Like
Hardegaz is great. He's such a bureaucrat.
Thank you, sir.
Watch your back.
Watch your back, your
Seriously.
boss says, bro. Well said.
Well, Blevin is clearly a capable officer, and she's definitely made an enemy out of him. Niamos. Ooh, look at this place.
What's the first Star Wars beach city?
It's a very Star Trek looking planet.
What the fuck is that?
Nice. Look at those people hopping the fence
Oh,
and
bro,
running.
he's
What's
about to
going on?
get jumped. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, there's a shore trooper chasing them.
Oh,
Look!
the shore trooper.
And it's just one.
Dude, this is totally Star Wars Florida. Oh my god.
Dude, look at him with the... Oh, nice. They're playing Dejarik. ID9 seeker droids.
What do you think you're doing?
Excuse me?
You keep looking around.
Just trying to figure out what's going on.
You a part of it?
Part of what?
You look like you're sweating.
Well, it's hot.
Or you've been running. Pier 9, runners heading south. Rest ears.
What?
You heard me.
Wait, no. I don't know anybody here.
Is that...
Tourists don't run.
But I'm not...
Could be a
But
different
I'm not
KX
running,
droid.
bitch.
Droid assistance, please.
No, this is great.
Hang on to this one for me. I want to check the shelter.
He said hang.
He meant watch.
Hang.
No, he means watch.
God, it's terrifying.
Hang.
God, with that voice. Well, this planet sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's something wrong.
I wouldn't. We've got enough trouble without a resisting judgment charge.
I'm just a tourist.
6 years.
6 years? No, no, wait! But
Change of guidelines.
wait! I'm just a tourist!
God, that's so fucked up.
Damn. That's the justice system?
That's
Fuck.
so fucked up.
God, it's such a dystopian work environment. Look at this. God, how are these episodes so short?
That was an hour too. That was longer than some of the other episodes. Like
That flew by. That flew by.
bro, he's just
I'm digging this this Star Wars music right now.
I'm just thinking about what we just witnessed. Like, he got choked out by a fucking droid, dude. By a KT
Hang.
unit. And now he just got charged 6 years in prison for fucking nothing, dude.
6 years in
For
prison.
sweating.
He's
He
not.
got
He's obviously
arrested
not going to
for
do the whole
sweating.
sentence. He's going to spring out somehow. But like, damn. Talk about a sham trial. And he literally didn't do anything. He was just standing there. Yeah, that's the KX
like
droids was a misdirect.
It would be like you coming to Arizona and like trying not to sweat. Like
right? Oh man, I will be sweating bullets the whole time I'm there.
Be like, look,
but it was totally a little red herring the way they had the KX droid walk up and you think it's going to be K2, but then like obviously he needs to meet and reprogram K2 first. But like, man, those original voices are pretty terrifying.
Dude, everything about them is very Terminator. Like, I think the first time we got to see a K2 unit in a horror sense was definitely Mando. Was it Mando season 2 that we got to see the Purge?
The Night of 1,000 Tears. Yep.
Nuts. Absolutely.
Just like executing people that survived the base Delta Zero. Man, this was a good episode, and it sets up kind of the plot lines moving forward for the next one. We know that Vel is going to be tracking down Cassian to kill him. So what's going to happen there? Is Vel going to have a change of heart, or is Cassian going to kill Vel?
Or maybe she recruits him. He has to be recruited by somebody at some point, right? I mean...
Right. Well, I thought he already had been. I thought he'd been recruited by Luthen, but clearly it didn't stick. I think he has more, like, experiences he has to go through before he realizes the rebellion's where he's supposed to be. And that might mean more people he loves like dying.
Dude, the way that they're setting up for Marva potentially not surviving by the end of the first season. Like...
Her monologue was dope, dude. Her monologue was great. I really, really like the performance that we're getting from Marva. I feel the same way about Luthen. I think that he's going to die to sort of like be the... I think his death is what's going to be the final thing to cause Mon Mothma to flee Coruscant.
Yes.
He's going to get discovered around that same time, and then she's going to be out. Because otherwise, she would have tried to use him to flee, you know?
There's going to be some huge Spanish Inquisition, and then they're going to find that, like, he has a large collection of stolen Imperial shit.
Yeah, or honestly, even simpler, they're going to find his transmission stuff in that drawer. And then, boom, it's over. Because they've made a point of showing that they're rezoning all of the offenses so that they can charge anyone they want with like capital sedition. Like they've totally beefed up their judicial powers in response to the heist.
And the idea that
we're getting so many excellent performances in this show.
I mean, which is true. Like, why would the rebellion care about jurisdictions? Like, that's purely
legit.
That's purely an in-house problem, you know? Yeah.
Right. If you're splitting up your investigations based on these arbitrary zone lines, like all you're doing is hampering your ability to work as a team. Like
exactly.
Whether it's rebels or like insurgents or like just a local population fighting back against like colonizers, like the invaders that drew the maps are the only ones that care about those borders. You know, it's like, yeah, that's definitely mirroring the real world as well in the way that uprisings work. Yeah, this was a killer episode. I can't believe it was so long because it felt like 20 minutes easily.
At least 30 to 40. But it does have long credits.
This was a solid one.
But anyway, I'm loving this series so far. It's very
same.
It's not even like different necessarily, but it's just like.
I think it's different. I think it's different enough.
It's a different time period than I think any of us are used to. So it's like...
I think The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett felt like reading a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
And this feels more like reading a novel, if that makes sense.
Dude, all the Palpatine name drops that we got today, too.
I know. Mon Mothma talking about how she learned from him. She watched his manipulations.
By the rock in my hand. That's a little confusing, though. Like, if you're focused on the rock in my hand, you miss the dagger at your throat. Like, I don't fully understand the metaphor, but like I kind of get it. But yeah,
it's misdirection, creating distractions and smoke screens and things like that. I think
that's fair.
It's kind of the. I think the notion there is like control your opponent's focus, draw their focus to the rock in my hand, so that they don't notice when this hand comes up with the knife.
That's true. That's true.
But we got really cool monologues from Mon Mothma, from Marva. Partagaz even had a sweet little breakdown in there too. This show is just giving us some awesome character dialogue and things that feel very real within a universe that has always kind of felt larger than life, and I'm eating it up. I'm really enjoying it.
This is the French Revolution of Star Wars, and like I think that's what why it's so different, is because it's a little bit more real. But it's still a galaxy far, far away.
And we got clones. We got Phase 2 clones for the first time in the show, as well as stormtroopers. I don't think we've really had stormtroopers in the show before this episode either.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of ironic that the Phase 2 clones come out the same day that pre-orders go live for the Hasbro Black Series clone Phase 2 helmet. I'm like, oh, what a coincidence. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
No, that was awesome. Yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed every episode so far, but this episode as well. This reaction was edited by Nerd Chronic to comply with copyright and all that stuff, but if you want to check out the full-length, uncut version of this reaction, it's available on Patreon. There's a link in the description of the video to the Patreon page. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We hope you enjoyed our reaction to Andor Episode 7.
That's right.
Thanks again for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.